Hello everyone, welcome back to Coastal Living. Please welcome Sergeant Janelle Cantu. She is the creator of the BullyProof program and Chief
Kirby Warnke.
Kirby. Chief Kirby, I like that, very friendly and approachable. I dig it. Okay, so we have the BullyProof program. Tell me what inspired it and what it's all about.
The BullyProof Project was created, or what made it is to bring to light certain issues or certain things that students might be dealing with day to day or in their school life, and to offer them solutions, give them choices that they can make in order to get through that.
And I'm sure it's very unique to be an officer within the school district. What are some things that you see on a daily basis while you're working?
Whether it's student issues, things that they need to touch on, or disagreements that they have with each other. So we're there basically to mentor them, to support them, to offer them choices.
Okay, awesome. And this is something that clearly you're very passionate about. I'm sure you see bullying daily when you're walking down the halls, and it's not always something that you can be like, hey, you leave them alone. You've got to let people kind of fend for themselves, but what you can do is educate, right? And encourage people not to bully. So tell me, what kind of activities do you do with the students to help them understand?
So the BullyProof Project is a gather of lessons, 6 lessons. We talk about making good decisions, setting goals, being a good person, and what you can do in order to get there. And that's the type of activities we do. It's a lot of sharing, it's role play, it's practice.
Awesome. And Kirby, what's one of your takeaways from the experience with these children? Do you see like something happening, some light bulbs turning on when you go through this training?
Well, it's funny because when Janelle put the program on, we got feedback from one of our principals who said shortly after one of her lessons, a student actually intervened when 2 other students were having a disagreement, and she likened that to the lessons from Sergeant Cantu. So it was really amazing.
Wonderful. And how does the program work? Are we hopping around from school to school? Is there a schedule?
Right. I'm assigned to the Miller VLC, which is some elementary schools around Miller, and I visit those elementary schools, talk to the counselors, talk to the principals, and get the program set up. And our goal is to have it at all elementary schools. We do have a middle school curriculum, but we just haven't implemented it right now.
Absolutely. So the biggest message that you want to send to these students is what?
Make good choices. You know, I like to exercise the golden rule, treat everyone as you'd want to be treated.
Absolutely.
Understanding that each person has their own challenges and difficulties. If you understand that, then generally most things can be worked out.
Absolutely.
Be the best person you can be.
Definitely, and I think that's just generally how we should all live, right? Just love people, try to give people the benefit of the doubt, and just be a kind person, like Ellen says, just be kind, which isn't always easy to do. And I think, I would say especially with young children, but I think with adults too, you know, I used to get really excited when the officers would come to the school, or the famous person, or my Uncle Pepe, the actor, would come and he'd make our teachers look silly and do crazy things. But it gets you inspired, right? It's like when I leave a concert, I'm inspired, I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna write music, and you have that flame, but it doesn't always last forever, right? Sometimes it's like a day or two where you're like, I'm gonna be the best citizen I can be. And then a couple days later, you're picking on some kid in class for wearing glasses or whatever it might be. So have we addressed that with the young children? Have we found sort of a loophole or something that can really stick with them?
Well, if you empower someone to fix themselves, so the smallest minority is the individual. If the individual can work on themselves and understand and have the skill set to deal with themselves, then they can interact positively with others. So you give them confidence, help build character. All those things put together are part of the incremental process, the BullyProof Project.
Awesome. And so you mentioned you're assigned to a certain group or a space here in the Coastal Bend. Are there other teams like you that are reaching out to other schools, or do we need to contribute to expanding this program?
Well, that's what we're doing. We're expanding it right now. I am visiting other schools outside of the Miller VLC, and we're getting it out there.
Great. So for the parents that are watching from home and maybe they know that their kid is a bully, it's okay, it's not always your fault, but you know, some kids have, you know, anger issues or personal things that they're struggling with. I was bullied a lot as a child, but I was also a bully at times, and I think it was just a reflection of my pain and my insecurity. So what kind of conversation can we have with our kids at home to sort of initiate that frame of mind for our kids?
Well, kind of what we've already discussed. Character is one of those traits that you must have in order to be a strong individual. So teaching them to make the good choices, understanding that is that the kind of treatment they would like, and if it's not, then why do it to someone else?
Exactly.
And so building friendships as opposed to tearing down friends is a good conversation starter.
Great. All right. Well, we encourage you all to try this at home, have that conversation with your kids. And this is a thing that goes through all ages. Maybe you have a grumpy grandpa in your life, or maybe, you know, it's you. Maybe you're the bully, or maybe you are bullied. So don't be afraid to stand up for yourself and share that positive message. Treat others as you want to be treated and be kind. Thank you all so much for what you're doing here in the community. We're glad we could shed light on this, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you
for having us.
All right. Thank you guys so much. We're going to continue this conversation with the Border Patrol. They're here to take a stand against bullying. Find out how when we return.